This is an activation day organised by Migrants in Culture and Keep It Complex. And the purpose of today is to connect with and to strengthen a movement that is able to resist the British government's hostile environment policy, both within and outside the cultural sector. So our invitation for you today is to really focus on our collective energies, our collective intelligence, our collective resources, to think about how do we create a cultural sector that enables migrants, people of colour, and others being impacted by unjust and racist immigration policies to thrive. Simple. So the agenda today is in your beautiful handbook. We're going to get to know who's in the room, and then we're going to go into breakout workshops. And we've got some really great areas of work that we're going to look at. So workplace discrimination with United Voices of the World, a fair immigration reform charter with Migrants Organise, resisting border controls in higher education with Unis Resist Border Controls, and creating conditions for migrant artists to thrive. And we're going to kick off the afternoon with exercising our imaginations by reworlding the cultural sector through fiction writing with Susan Butler. And then we're going to end the day building our collective demands with neon movement builders. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good day.
The hostile environment, I think, affects us all, whether we know it or not. And what it is a general and pervasive atmosphere that makes this country a less hospitable place.
We went through two scenarios, and which kind of really put all that in place. And those two scenarios were: we are given an art commission to work with a local migrant group. The funder insists that everybody needs the legal right to be in the UK. And the other scenario was that there is a border agency van outside your studio. Cleaners and other workers are visibly nervous. What do you do? And so Patrick and Shiri, who are part of UVW, talked us through both the sort of ways you can resist in terms of direct action, but also the legal ways that you can resist and what your rights are in those situations.
What about the one on the right? What year was that? Anyone? What? No.
10?
No. No.
12.
Yes. It was from the Deucing. Yes, it was the Go Home vans, which were in a lot of very migrant, of course, black POC neighborhoods. So Haringey saw them, South Hall, etc. And this is again like after Theresa May said that she wants to create a hostile environment. These began to roll out, and of course a lot of raids were also happening in transportation areas.
Surveillance and compliance. Within my workplace, a university, I am expected to monitor Tier 4 visa students and report having seen them for class or supervisions. I'm deeply uncomfortable about this as it's not my job. I made my feelings known to management about this, but unless we comply, the government is threatening to take away our visa awarding status. This is coercion by any other name.
Culture workers are not special. Not in the context of the hostile environment and not in the context of labour organising. We are not special. And the way we should be organising, in my view, is with workers in all other sectors. Find the points of solidarity and find the points where our skills, our networks, our experience can benefit other workers.
So when people, kind of this group of artists, curators, cultural workers, academics, organizers, started to imagine what kind of world we want to see in 5 to 10 years, we cited more love, open borders, changing the political system, making sure that the labor of pushing social justice in institutions doesn't constantly fall on the shoulders of women of color, people of color, migrants, because it became apparent that this is a pattern that just keeps repeating.
And how do we find a way to take those individual actions into some kind of collective activity, solidarity, that pays account of the fact that this is already not secret. Wider society knows about this. The Windrush scandal has made this extant, yet still there hasn't been a lot of change. So how do we turn our individual energy into collective action?
This is so brilliant because all your voices are in here, and this starts to build a common ground that regardless of our difference in skills, expertise, sort of positions that we hold, this can be what we build from. So our next meeting in February, we'll try to bring this together and we'll share it back with everyone. But we hope this is something that can connect and strengthen a movement which, considering the government currently, there's a lot of work to be done, but at least this allows us to have our feet firm on the same ground with one another, which is the most important thing.